news, a little bit of Championship League One news. Toulouse Olympique have confirmed that they've signed former Hull KR and Newcastle Knights forward Konstantin Mika. The former Samoan international's deal begins on July the 1st. He is returning to league after a spell in rugby union with French second division outfit Aix-en-Provence, which I'm sure Alan Walker will correct me on the pronunciation of for next week. The academy accreditation details for this year are out. The results assist parents and players as they commit to the academy structure for their development as a player. 2016 builds on the academy accreditation system that has taken place in each of the last 5 years. It is a detailed assessment of the academy's performance and structure. Academies have been awarded licences to run for 4 years through to 2020 and are measured against that and their current practice. So 5 clubs, Leeds, Saints, Warrington, Widnes, Wigan, have been rated as outstanding in recognition of their excellence of junior development programmes from age 12 upwards. So that's a good outcome for the west of the Pennines clubs there, definitely. They're performing, they're outstripping the Yorkshire clubs on those numbers. 5 clubs though, mostly Yorkshire clubs this time, have been rated as good after making significant improvements within the last 12 months. The Newcastle Thunder are one of those teams, along with the London Broncos, Huddersfield Giants, Castleford Tigers and Bradford Bulls. Then 2 clubs, Salford Red Devils and Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, the Winnity Cats, of course I'm falling over there, have been rated as needs improvement and are addressing areas of weakness to build on existing strengths, is what the press release said there. 2 clubs, Catalan Dragons and the City of Hull, are yet to be assessed in 2016. The results will be updated shortly. Following assessment, though, of the academy in Cumbria, they were rated as weak. That academy will be restructured and a strategy developed with all local partners to improve the player pipeline and help get talented players to reach their potential. Full details of those, you can find them if you go onto the RFL website and look up that news story. You'll find a link to the full PDF document with a little bit of blurb on each of the clubs individually. So interesting reading for sure, and well done to the clubs that have been progressing and that have been awarded with outstanding markings. And finally, the National Rugby League is being investigated by the Australian police over allegations of match fixing. Sydney's Daily Telegraph reported the investigation concerns 2 games involving the Manly Sea Eagles last year. It is said the games were against South Sydney and Parramatta. New South Wales Police said the organised crime squad is in the early stage of examining information relating to alleged match fixing in the NRL. Manly's media department was unavailable for comment, while the NRL said it was cooperating with authorities. The possibility of existence of match fixing within our sport cuts to the core of our sport and our values, said NRL Chief Exec Todd Greenberg. We will take any action necessary to protect the integrity of the game. That's, a slightly worrying story there. Obviously, there's been the Ryan Tandy story a couple of years ago, and that ended tragically with him taking his life. But this is a bigger scandal, possibly, if it involves clubs rather than just isolated players. So it will be really interesting to see the outcome of that one, and hopefully our game can move forward. But there we have it. That's the shortened news section this week. We will move on to the games from last week in Super League. Into round 17 of Super League then, and we will start on Thursday night, as we normally do, with Wakefield this week on television hosting Hull KR. It turned out to be a bit of a bashing for the home side though, Tom. Brought down to earth, 54-16 from in favour of the Robins.
Yeah, I actually have a theory as to why this happened, Mark.
Go on.
It goes beyond the 17 players on either side. I just think that's what happened. What happened is that Chris Chester and James Webster have gone automatically into the wrong dressing room at the game and have coached the wrong team. That's the only explanation I have for it, is that Webster somehow found himself in a weighty changing room. Chester's done the same at OKR, and you've got the result that you would have anticipated, because on form and some of the performances, this is not the result that most people would have picked, but actually, from watching the highlights and seeing it on TV, OKR really deserved this victory on the strength of a performance like that, admittedly against Wakefield side that made quite a lot more errors. This is the wrong way round. This result should have happened the other way for me based on form. So credit to OKR. And I think it also goes to show how important it is for them to have the likes of Campese and Kelly and Dixon all firing, all operating, and contributing to that, to whatever platform the ball they're able to lay, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they had some consistent operators in there, as well as a few people who, like Dixon and Kelly, can be hit and miss, but would definitely hit this week. Kieran Dixon, that sort of form, I can't... You see it twice a year, don't you, from him, those sorts of flashes, and it's great to see when it does happen. What struck me, actually, you talk about the two coaches, and so much talk in the build-up was about the two coaches. The Sky coverage pretty much started with the two coaches talking to each other, and then pretty much ended with the two coaches walking off the pitch talking to each other. So do you think maybe they just both went into both dressing rooms, and the message got so confused that it was just talent on the day that delivered?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much this is actually some kind of interesting dark picture apart from the narrative of the fact that these two coaches have swapped places. But I think it might just more likely be one of those freak results. It's encouraging if you're a whole KR fan. It's more kind of as you were and the sort of result that might come along for Wakefield as the season progresses, just in terms of the odd slip up here and there. But obviously not, full contenders. They're steady away and they've got a good shout of making the top 8. But from a whole KR point of view, this is green shoots, and it just shows how important it is for people like Kelly and Campese fit, healthy, on the pitch, and that's where the results are going to come from for whole KR. I think what they achieve this season will hinge largely on the work that the physio team and the medical staff are able to put in their injury-prone impact, not impact, but their injury-prone, clutch players on the field, the guys that are going to make the difference. And when they are on the pitch, you get results like this against teams like Wakefield.
Yep, so let's go on to the stats. Wakefield were under 1,000 metres, whilst the Rovers were over 1,500, with a 1.6 metre per carry, better average gain, 11 to 8 in breaks, and 5 fewer errors. Hull KR were definitely good value for the win on the numbers. Kieran Dixon, we talked about, 3 tries, 6 tackle busts, 204 metres, 5 clean breaks. Albert Kelly, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 182 metres, 2 clean breaks. Maurice Blair had a try, 2 try assists, 5 tackle busts. Adam Walker had a try assist and 139 metres, so good week all round for Adam Walker. And then...
did you discuss this in the news, Mark?
Yeah.
I obviously haven't heard the news recording yet. Have we touched on Adam Walker?
Yeah, just totally butcher the whole fucking premise of the way the podcast runs. I don't know
what you've discussed or what have you, but yeah, he's really one of our longest standing ads by telling out that he's not some horrid pederast, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we always qualified it with, innocent until proven guilty, and he has been proven innocent, so that's good news for him. Craig Hall, for Wakefield, he had a try assist, 129 metres and 3 successful offloads, so he's going to be absolutely dynamite for Toronto next year, should he sign. Bill Tupu had a try, 130 metres, Joe Arundel a try assist, 138 metres, and 1 less point on the stats. Both teams were offload happy in this game, and it actually was the highest amount of offloads in a game that didn't involve Leeds and Warrington this year. There you go.
Wow. Wow, good stuff. And that's an entertaining spectacle. Well, it was obviously entertaining with 70+ point scores, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it was in the balance at half time, but in the second half, that Kieran Dixon try where he cut inside and just ran through them, that sealed the hammering, really, didn't it? But also in many ways it showed the quality that was on show.
Yeah, I mean, there's an interesting piece in this week's League Weekly that I'll be looking from.
Absolutely no idea what you just said, Tom.
Right, well, talking about Kieran Dixon, interesting piece about him and his sort of brief renaissance a couple of weeks ago, he was playing at Gateshead, or Newcastle, for the Thunder, and I think that might go somewhere to kind of reaffirm the lucky sort of position he has in the world in terms of his rugby league, because he's come back firing from that little drop down on dual reg. So yeah, good to see him. Good to see him in some some form back, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a talent. It's exciting to watch when he's at his best, and even when he's not at his best, it creates excitement when he makes his mistakes as well as the good things he does. So, always fun to have on the television. What about the fan reviews? Do you have those in front of you, or shall I cover them off?
I've got them in front of me. Do you want me to have a quick go, and then we'll see how the sound quality is? You can cut me off if you want if it's not working out well.
Okay.
Okay, so Alan Witts got in touch on this one. He said, great performance from KR, some exciting attacking rugby. They didn't seem to be in danger of losing. Wakefield also tried to keep the ball alive by going forward, but completely forgot about defending. Johnston will like to forget this game. How do we do?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, Dave Price, friend of the show, got in touch and said, great game, very entertaining. I wish Sky had shown more games with different teams. Enjoyed the open play, breaking down the defences, and Dixon's try is a live wire. It's a little too fragile. If he can cut out the mistakes and build up on it, but he will be a continual threat and maybe attract the attention of both the clubs. The Wakey White got in touch and said the season has been awesome, but genuinely gutted at this one. Thought Salford might have been a blip, but the ball has definitely burst. The tackling shambolic and the passing was sloppy, and we struggled to make meters. Here is where Chris Chest will earn his money. Another Whitefield fan, Brian Davies, got in touch with a pleasure pie. He said, passive, ill-disciplined and technically poor performance from Wakey. Back to normality then. Just hope we can find some fun before the eights, and we're almost certain to go on a losing run now. Lovely try at the end, campaign kick, but most of the tries came from poor defence on both sides. And the last one is comes to Tyler Caspan. He said, Wakey looked tired and were beaten all over the pitch by determined KR team. Good performances, especially from Dixon, Kelly, Campese and Blair.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up the fan reviews for the next games. I just don't think we're necessarily doing the guys justice, so I'll do them and then you can chip in with comments on each one.
That's fine, buddy. Don't worry. We're motoring. Don't worry about it.
Cool. Huddersfield Castleford we'll move to next then. This one ended up 30 points to 22 in favour of Castleford. There was a couple of sin-binnings in this game, Tom. I don't know if you saw. There was a bit of a scrap.
Oh, no, I didn't see the fight. I only saw the try on side.
Right, well, the scrap seemed to go on for an unnecessarily large length of time with no one actually seeming to, from the footage I saw, do much of much. But the main instigators were sin-binned and the game went on, shall we say. But yeah, what did you make of what you have seen of this one then?
Well, it went the way I expected it to be perfectly honest with you. I thought Castleford would come away with the result. It's nice to see Jake Webster doing some positive stuff for Castleford rather than, what he was getting up to a couple of weeks ago. He bagged a couple of tries as well. Not sure if it's a bit too little too late for Castleford in terms of making a run at the top four. But I think it was what I expected to see, really.
Yeah, and I mean, I just saw the brief highlights of this, and I haven't seen much about it. But from what I have seen, it did seem like Cass were actually quite comfortably the better side, but let themselves down a little bit with some soft sort of work near their own line, and maybe gave cheap ball over to Castleford. The numbers certainly. Over to Huddersfield. The numbers reflect that a bit. The efficiency numbers were big in favour of Cass. 1.1 metres per carry better average gain and 6% better team tackle success. They made 3 more errors and conceded 4 more penalties though, and that kept the score a lot closer than a 7-3 clean break count would lead you to expect. Individually, Jake Webster had 2 tries, like you mentioned, 99 metres. Denny Solomona 2 tries and a try assist. Mike McMeekin had 170 metres running the ball, and Junior Moore's impressive and involved again with a try assist, 5 tackle busts, 127 metres. That back row is quite fearsome at the moment. From a Huddersfield perspective, Sam Rapira ran for 163 metres, Jermaine McGilvery had a try assist and 105 metres, Akuma Tai had 107 metres, and Mike Lawrence, will throw him in because he's one of our favourites. This week, though, not for tackling, he had 103 metres.
Well, there's never a bad week for Mike Lawrence, and it's always good to see who's going to high in the stats round up as well, isn't it?
Well, if you insist, yeah. Tyler Cass fan.
I do insist. I insist quite heavily.